Greetings, fine art studies. It's a splendid day here in Springfield, Missouri. Thanks so much for the chance to speak to you today. Excuse me. That's better. Okay. 2 weeks ago today, I went out for a nice Saturday lunch to my favorite place, the Bread Co. My dad was in Belize, so it was just me, my mom, and my sister. We had just come in out of the cold, and I ordered my usual, a chicken chipotle sandwich covered with one of God's many blessings, bacon. It was stupendous. Well, about 15 minutes after I left, I realized something was missing. I had wrapped my lovely retainer in a napkin and thrown it away with my tray. Perfect. Now I get to go back and look for it. And because digging through the garbage isn't humbling enough, I had to endure the embarrassment of doing so in a small-town public restaurant. I could feel their stares. It was like they were saying to me, "Look at that creeper sifting through the trash can." Yeah, no fun. But I was on a mission. This thing was expensive, and I want straight teeth, so it had to be done. No amount of half-eaten bagels, soggy bread bowls, or generously used napkins was going to stop me. The moment I realized it was lost, I looked until it was found. Well, maybe you've lost something important to you. You did everything you could to find it. A wallet, some keys, a cell phone, maybe even momentarily a child. I've lost pennies and never looked for them, but when it's something important to us, we search. We don't give up. We're relentless. And as I explore God's Word, I can see that we get that from Him. One of many examples is in Luke 15. Jesus tells a story. In this parable, we see a father and his 2 sons. The younger son asks for his inheritance early, and as we know, the father grants his request. But the son was foolish, and he blew his money on wild living. But when things got hard, when he couldn't afford the parties, the girls, the drinking, when he couldn't buy any more friends, he hit rock bottom. Broke and desperate, he got a job feeding pigs. Pigs. Nastier than a Bread Co. trash can. Pigs. Those bacon-making pigs. It says he got so hungry he longed to eat the pig slop. I can only imagine that's slightly worse than school cafeteria food, but that's just me. Verse 17 says, he came to his senses, and knowing his father's servants had better than this, he headed home to beg for a job. In verse 20, but while he was still a long way off, his father saw him and was filled with compassion for him. He ran to his son, threw his arms around him, and kissed him. The son said to him, "Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son." But the father said to his servants, "Quick, bring the best robe and put it on him. Put a ring on his finger and sandals on his feet. Bring the fatted calf and kill it. Let's have a feast and celebrate. For this son of mine was dead and is alive again. He was lost and now is found." The father in Jesus' story is a reflection of the love of God. This father waited anxiously for his son's return, and in the same way, God waits for us, thinks about us, and embraces us when we come home. This isn't just a Bible story. It's the story of the Bible. Sinful sons and daughters, and a forgiving father who would do anything to bring us home, even give his own son Jesus. His love for the lost, his love for us, is relentless. It continues. It's determined. It's severe, and it doesn't become any less severe. Well, because he has loved and pursued us, we must love and pursue the lost. In Mark 1:17, Jesus says we would be fishers of men. Now, if I would fish through a smelly garbage for a retainer, how much more should I get my hands dirty to fish for people, to find the lost? What if I worried each day about the unsaved as much as I worry about my hater? What if you brought God home from church to your family? What if we all did our part to break down the walls that keep them from turning their hearts back to the Father? What if they heard? What if they came home? God is relentless. What if